ever since I became homeless, it's been an eye-opener because I didn't know what a sweep was. I didn't even know that they did sweeps or they existed till maybe 3 weeks in living down here. And I learned real quick that if you want to play games with them, they will take everything that you own and supposedly put it in a bin down in LA, but none of us have transportation to get down there to find out if our stuff's down there. So it pretty much just goes to the wind. But with that being said, like, I guess I'm making this video so the people who are making these decisions for us can know what it feels like and what they're doing to the people, how it affects the people that they're implementing it on, which is the homeless, which is us. And for a while, I thought, maybe they were getting an idea with the soft cleanups and not taking all of our stuff, but it still hasn't changed. The COVID has changed it a little bit, but since it's slowing down, it's like we're at war with the city or sanitation, whoever you want to say, is coming and taking our stuff and hassling us and having the police give us tickets and all this stuff. But what are we going to do? Like, really, what are we going to do? We're doing the best we can, trying to stay out of the public eye and out of the communities. Not, like, it's hard. It's hard all around, but it makes it harder when you have every 5 days, 6 days, a whole crew coming and demolishing where you stay and how you live, taking everything that you own and making you start from scratch. It's gut-wrenching. It makes people crazy, and it makes life hard for anyone who's trying to live.
For those watching that don't understand what a sweep is, it's where
God.
the police and sanitation come in
As a joint, they join.
Yeah, and it's really disruptive. They don't.
Just imagine every single week you would have to move out of your apartment, take everything you own, get out of your apartment, move it, let's say, just across the street, and then at the end of the day, move all your stuff back, put all your pictures up, all that stuff. That's pretty much what it's like. It's like you're moving out of your house for a day and then moving yourself back in with no help from any movers or no packing material, nothing. I was a mover, so I was kind of conditioned to it, but other people out here, they lose everything. I mean, everything. And it's sad to watch. When they give me those 2 days notice, trust and believe, I'm using, from the time I see that paper posted, I'm packing about 2 days early. And it takes me about the whole 2 days to get my stuff organized and then moved just across the street. It's a hassle. I probably got to do with my bike. I carry three bike carts connected in a train. So I do about 10 loads of 3 bike carts. And I'm telling you, these bike carts can weigh from upward to 100 to 200 pounds. And I'm pulling them, pushing them, however way I can move them. Flat tire, whatever it may be. I do what I have to do.
To protect your stuff.
Yep. So
that's all you got.
And I'm talking structure stuff, food, clothes, and everything in between. I move on my own.
Now, how many times in 3 years have you lost your stuff? Have you lost your stuff?
Yes, I have. I've been I slept on the clock before, and I found out real quick that they don't play. They will destroy your structure and take anything that they deem of value. And I've never gotten a receipt for anything that I've got lost or taken, but they say they give you receipts or whatever, but I've never got one. And I've lost bikes, generators, TVs, game systems, whatever you can name, whatever you can put in a home, I've probably had and lost.
So how do you survive out here?
The community helps a lot. They come and drop off food. Granted, sometimes they drop off too much food and it goes to rot and the rats come.
No refrigeration.
Yeah, no refrigeration. Oh, thank God, one of my buddies just dropped me off a mini fridge.
Awesome.
So yeah, I got the capability of freezing stuff now, I hope. But yeah, for the most part, no, you don't. You have no luxuries of home, and whatever luxuries you do have of home, you try to hold dear and not let sanitation or the city take it.
So you survive by the goodness of others.
Yeah, and I'm I guess you can call a handyman. I can pretty much work on bikes, build structures. So people pay me to build, somewhat of it's kind of messed up, but as you can see, I built this structure around my buddy's tent. And this is what he paid me about maybe $15 for it. And sometimes that's how I eat or get gas for the generator or whatever it may be. I probably helped or touched either their bikes or their homes in some way, shape, or form. Just about everybody here.
Oh, people say, well, why don't you go get a real job?
Because, that brings me to my next thing. The whole reason why I became homeless is because I was born in New York, and I am 31 years old now. And from 16 to 31, 16 was when my foster mom died, and that was the last time that I had a copy of my birth certificate, and she tried to take me down to the DMV and get my ID card, but they wouldn't take it because it was a copy. So, long story short, she passes away, all my documents go to the wind, and if you ever tried to, pretty much I'm an illegal alien, but I'm legal. I was born here, I'm a resident, and I was born in New York, but I can't get to New York because I don't have the means, and plus a train, a plane, anything that besides driving or walking, you need an ID to get even a train ticket. So I can't.
How did you had a mover job?
Okay, that was by word of mouth. One of my good buddies had been working for this guy for about.
So you kind of, under the table or whatever?
No, I was on his payroll, but for the longest time, he was like, man, I need an ID so you can cash your checks. And for the longest, I would have to sign it off to my buddy and pray to God that, he didn't forget or feel like being shysty and take my check, because once you sign it over, it's theirs. And you can only pray that they give you what you got on your check. And I've tried through many people, not just my buddy, but one second.
The reason why I ask is people watching are going to ask those questions.
Yeah.
I get it. It's extremely hard.
And I've been out here for about, for the last maybe 8 months, I've been having LASA as my case homeless management worker. They advocate pretty much, and they pretty much are my voice because my voice is not strong enough. So what they're doing is they're using their legal power and sway to see if they can get my birth certificate from New York, because other organizations have tried and failed, and they hired a law firm and all this other stuff. I've been talking to them. They've been keeping in touch with me. Not to mention, they're also gonna they've already put my name down for this program. I believe it's called the Tiny Homes. I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
But it seems like a very nice going from homeless and building your own tent to a place where they house you in a maybe 8x10 room, and you got a bed, you got a TV, if you bring it, but running water from what I hear, and electricity.
If it's a single occupancy,
yes, that's what I'm hearing.
After COVID, they might be starting to put 2 people into each one of those, and they're smaller than a prison cell. And
Jesus.
Prison cells have bathrooms.
Yes, and I don't believe these do.
So, I'm not a
about
big.
that.
They're really shacks meant for lawnmowers, and for a short time, for
Did you say for lawnmowers?
Yeah.
I got a mini bike over there with a lawnmower motor on it. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, they trumped it up to be something way more. Yeah, I've seen the pictures and stuff, but now that you say it, it sounds more like
that. If
that.
it's just you,
yes,
you get a locked door.
But
if it's a short time, I'm supportive. But if they're going to put 2 people in those things for an indefinite period of time,
that's pushing it.
No, that's inhumane. I mean, even California prisons don't do that. But it's homeless people. Let's.
Yeah, do what you will with them, but we're still people, and the only difference that separates us is from you guys or the population is we don't have a home.
Yeah.
Otherwise. We put our pants on one leg at a time, and we bleed red just like you do.
And I'm from New York.
Oh, wow.
I was adopted,
So was I.
New York State has a extremely closed. I don't know what you would call it, but I know I cannot ever see my birth certificate. It is locked away someplace, and if I ever lose my ID, there's no way I could ever get it back. So I understand the challenge.
Oh my God, that really scares me, because without that, I'm doomed to the life that I'm living now. Because, oh man, I've been trying for a long time.
We got to make it easier for identification. Identification for people is such a roadblock, and I get it after 9/11. Terrorism,
Okay,
they're trying to tighten up, and I totally get that. But
if a person can tell you every single detail of that birth certificate, either they studied real hard or they're not lying to you about what they know. Because I know every single piece of like written on that document. I've memorized it. Even got a social number that I memorized, but it was never enough.
So where I was going with all this was that if Loss or somebody was able to get you into some housing for a little time, get back to normal, you'd go back to work.
That's all I want to do is get back to work, because when I was working, I felt like a good part of society. I didn't feel like I was just bringing down it's not the right context, but bringing down the property value or something. I was adding to it. Like, even though I didn't have a home, I felt like when I was driving around with my baby mama in the car, I felt like I was doing something and I was worth something. But when I'm out here doing menial jobs for whatever pay I can get, it hurts. It hurts my soul. It makes me feel like I'm not good as everybody else, or I just don't have the skills to pay the bills, but I know I do. I can do just about anything besides paper pushing. I can't do that, but
just need a chance.
Yep, that's all I need.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Okay, my 3 wishes would be to get back the time I lost with my kids out here, because it's been a long time, and maybe get better connected with my family in New York and Vegas, and last but not least, I would say how would I use it? That's all I need. I give it to somebody else.
I gotta ask. Normally I end right there, but the American flag is just behind your head on the top of your home.
Yes. I haven't had one in a long time, but I don't know. I'm an American first and a Haitian American second, and I love this place. This place there's no place like it. That's all I can say. There's no place like it. I don't care where you go, what you try to say that this place is. It's the greatest country on earth. Really, it is. Because you can live homeless, but still eat, have electricity, have water, and as long as you don't do anything illegal, you'll be free. And that's what makes this place the greatest country on earth.
Well, I don't want to say I'm attracted to it, but I look at, like, you walk through a tent camp and somebody will have a mailbox.
Yeah.
Or, a welcome mat.
Yeah.
Or, like, you have a flag, which is something you would see in the suburbs on a home, and it's your way of having a bit of normalcy and saying I'm an American.
Yeah.
Even though you're a homeless American.
Exactly. I'm
Shouldn't
American.
be. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
No problem, man.